On today's Locked On Thunder podcast, the Oklahoma City Thunder dominate the Atlanta Hawks as Chet Holmgren and SGA drop 30 points each.
You are Locked On Thunder, your daily Oklahoma City Thunder podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's get it going on the Locked On Thunder podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. I am your host, media member, and beat writer for Thunder on SI, Rylan Stiles. Follow me on Twitter at Rylan_Stiles. Follow the show on Twitter at LOThunderPod. Email the show, LOThunderPod@gmail.com. On today's show, we're diving into the Thunder getting a 117-100 win over the Atlanta Hawks to improve to 3-0. Chet Holmgren and SGA both drop 30 points. Ajay Mitchell shines off the bench, and this team plays their best basketball of the season. The Thunder headed into this game with Chet and Cason questionable. Both those guys did play. However, OKC, of course, still dealing with injuries. No J-Dub, no Isaiah Joe, no Kenrich, no Topic. Like, you know who's out for this Thunder team. The Hawks on the second night of a back-to-back, missing Porzingis, missing Jalen Johnson, missing Zachary Shai. Big deal for Atlanta. Let's note that off the top. Again, off of a back-to-back. OKC off of 2 double overtime games in both of their wins, but they start 3-0 in this season by taking care of the Atlanta Hawks in a game in which it was really a return to form. I mean, the Thunder played their style of basketball and imposed their will on Atlanta in a game that saw 0 lead changes, a wire-to-wire win for OKC. It was a first quarter struggle, in the sense of the scoreboard. The Thunder couldn't really extend their lead out to double digits until the end of the first quarter. It was tied 5 times, but eventually that third quarter avalanche took OKC up 24 points, and they never looked back. OKC won the rebounding battle by 3. They won the turnover battle 16-12. They dominate, the Thunder do. Points in the paint. They dominate second chance points. They dominate fast break points. And the Thunder end up shooting 37% from 3. A 10 percentage point jump from where they've been throughout this start of the season. So a good night for them from beyond the arc. They shot 46% from the floor compared to Atlanta's 41% from the floor and from 3. And OKC capitalized with the charity stripe, 89% of their free throws made. Atlanta only made 66 of their free throws. And it was really sparred on by Chet Holmgren, who had 4 threes in the first quarter. 4 threes in that first quarter, no hesitation on his jump shot at all. And the game started out with him knocking down a great catch-and-shoot jumper off that pick and pop with Cason Wallace. He was moving with more confidence. He was more assertive in this game, which led to his 14-point first quarter for Chet Holmgren. He had a great block of, I think it was Asen Newell in the first quarter that put him on the board for the season in the block category. He had a great putback in the second quarter. He was just all over the place. He was scoring at all 3 levels, but particularly at the rim and also at the three-point line, obviously, to get to these 31 points. He was challenging everything at the rim, even though he got dunked on a couple times. He did have to leave the game before halftime. He got his thumb taped up. He's also been dealing with back soreness, so you saw him at the sidelines having his back wrapped up, but he still gutted it out, played through this game, and played really well. He was fantastic tonight defensively. What he did is expected because we've called him a top 3 defender in this sport, so you clearly are not surprised by his defensive prowess, but so many times he alone eliminates a fast break transition opportunity for Atlanta, and he takes away so many lobs, which is the meat of this Hawks offense. The meat of this Hawks offense being the gravitational pull that Trey has to pull up defenders to the 3-point line, pull up defenders once he crosses that 3-point threshold, and then lob it up over you to a cutting guy at the back end of the play. And Chet takes that away with some deflections, with some steals, and gets the Thunder going on the offensive out of those possessions, including getting just tackled on a runaway transition chance after a steal. He ends with 31 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, a block. He went 6 for 8 from 3. Chet's night includes 66, 77, 90 shooting splits. Yeah, you'll take that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good day for Chet Holmgren in the office. And the biggest difference tonight was the lack of hesitation. Again, that assertion that he had on the court tonight is what you want to see from Chet more consistently. It's what's going to be the next step for his game. If we're talking about how can he become the breakout player, how can he become the offensive leap that we've placed on him this past summer? We're through 3 games, and he's done it 2 of the 3 games. But what happened on Thursday was some hesitation and was some, I'll still shoot it. I'll still get the shot up, but I'm going to pump fake once. The defense is going to reset and have a better closeout. You've just got to kind of disassociate yourself with the scoreboard at times. Whenever you're the player of Shai, when you're the player of Chet, when you're the player of J-Dub's caliber, you've got to disassociate yourself with the box score of, yeah, even if you miss your first 3 shots, you're still the guy they want shooting. You're still the guy that they want with the ball in their hands if you're the Thunder. You're still the guy that the Thunder want to be leading this offense. And so keep shooting them, and eventually you're going to break your way out of it. Similarly to what Shai did on Tuesday against Houston, where he doesn't start out hot. He doesn't start out having his normal Shai stuff. Houston did a great job defending him. They limited his shot opportunities in the first half. And yet, at the end of the day, because he kept going for it, because he kept playing his style of basketball, he winds up with 35 points, and he winds up winning that game for OKC. You want to see Chet get to that level where, regardless of if the first couple shots go in or not, he's able to just snap out of it and roll offensively and play within the flow of this team. He did that tremendously tonight. He's done that great in the first 2 of the 3 games of this season, and you want to see that snowball for him into consistent success. This is a guy that last year, again, that 9-game sample size where he was on the MVP ladder, where he was a lock for the All-Star game before he fractured his hip. We've wondered how close can he get back to that style of player whenever he's now removed a full offseason from that hip fracture. He's looked the part through the first 3 games of the season, 2 out of 3 of them at least. For Chet Holmgren, you want to see that continue to go all the way through this whole calendar year. So whenever you look at Chet, I think that you should be very encouraged by where he's at and where he's been so far this year. I'm very interested to see what Chet Holmgren does on Monday against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks, who, of course, are 0-2, and they just lost to Washington, and things aren't going right for Dallas right now. You can go check out Locked On Mavs to hear just how poorly things are going for Dallas right now. But defensively, with the bodies they can throw at Chet, both literally like the big-bodied front court that they have, but also the uniqueness of their matchups they can put on him, like from one possession to the next, he could be defended by a guy like Derek Lively or a guy like PJ Washington. Like that level of consistently junking up what he's seeing, the mixing up of the coverages that you can give to Chet, that's going to be another interesting challenge for him to battle through on Monday, that I'm very curious how he's going to handle that, because so far he's been a great option for this team offensively, and he hasn't, of course, gotten to play yet with a full complemented roster, with the Thunder's typical number 2 option, with another guy in J-Dub who's going to have that ability to draw defenses away from Chet and get him easier shots the same way that Shai does. So very encouraged by Chet Holmgren to start this season. He was great tonight, and so was SGA, so was Ajay Mitchell. We'll talk about all that coming up. But first, I want to say right now, our good friends over at Robinhood, folks, go check out Robinhood today, because your ambition just met its match. With Robinhood, you play for the win, not just on game day, but every day. You're locking in on every opponent and every opening for yourself, beating your PR, beating it again, and channeling that drive into your money is important. That's why Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs drive your money for you at Robinhood, because you can also do your options, your futures, your crypto, all in one platform. You can go check them out today and build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood and their agents that are there for you to provide you advanced tools. The Robinhood Legends advanced tools are great. Take advantage of their strategies with Robinhood, and it's tailored to the portfolio that you can manage of your team of experts. You expect more from yourself, so expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. Robinhood.com/yourmoney. They have a full team there ready for you to make sure that you have the tools you need, the team you need to help you maximize and take advantage of your money and have it be your move. Go check them out today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. And then I also want to tell you right now, our good friends over at DoorDash, folks, go check out DoorDash today, because, folks, you're going to want to sign up for the Dash Pass, because this NBA season, it's heating up in a hurry. Dash Pass has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Whether you're watching the highlights, your fantasy team, your favorite player, Dash Pass with DoorDash makes every game even better. DoorDash is officially the on-demand delivery platform of the NBA, and they're celebrating it with something that they're calling the bag drop. Right now, every time an NBA player drops 50 or more points in a game, Dash Pass drops 50% off your order on DoorDash the next day. You're automatically also entered to win a chance to win the Ultimate Fan Bag. So check it out right now because, folks, you've already seen SGA drop 50. You've seen Aaron Gordon drop 50 this season. DoorDash has you covered for the late night highlights, the last minute watch parties, the double overtime fuel ups, which you've needed quite a bit in OKC recently. The next time someone goes off for 50, just use promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off on DoorDash with the Dash Pass. Plus, your shot at the bag drop. Dash Pass members only, 50% off up to $10 the next day after a 50-point game with the promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. It ends April 13th. It's open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag. It is all season long to keep you there in your bag. We're back on the Locked On Thunder podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. We're talking SGA, who scored 30 points his own right in this one. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block, 2 for 6 from 3, 12 for 17 from the floor. He shot 70% in this game while scoring 30 points, SGA did, and he did it on just 4 free throw attempts, going 4 for 4 at the charity stripe, even though he should have had more. He took a lot of contact in this game, but he finished through it and was great all night long. This was a game where Atlanta, you can pick apart a lot from Atlanta's start. This has not been the start that I expected from them. It's not been the start that I think that Atlanta has expected from themselves. But defensively tonight, like Dyson Daniels, multiple times was in great positioning. And it was great defense, better offense. The shot just went in for Shai because he's that special. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is another guy that they can throw at Shai, who was in the right position, did all the right stuff, didn't even foul, but couldn't stop SGA. Could not stop the pumpkin from going in the patch for Shai tonight. Like Shai's ability to pull up over 3 Hawks at the elbow and just splash it home because you gave him a inch of separation, that's what makes him so special. The baseline fadeaway that he hit over Dyson Daniels, where Dyson Daniels is closing in on him and knocking him down, and yet Shai knocks down the shot and gets to the free throw line. Like, that's just special stuff. Shai's acceleration and deceleration is known. It throws defenses off, and it also puts the Thunder in great spots. Look at the end of the half. To put a 4-0 run on the board for OKC, Shai attacks downhill, his last bucket of the half before the defense can get set up, and it's just Shai and Dyson Daniels one-on-one. Dyson Daniels, one of the best defenders in the league. Shai goes right through him, takes a lot of contact, no call, and finishes over Dyson Daniels. Just a great job from the superstar, from the MVP, from the league's leader in scoring a year ago and trending that way again this season. And I think that the one thing that people have talked about with Shai is his 3-point shots and the shot diet. First and foremost, like Shai typically does this, like starts the year with a lot of threes. But also, if you really break down the threes that Shai shot, maybe 2 of them, maybe 3 of them were legitimate gripes that he probably shouldn't have shot them from the first 3 games of the year. The rest of them are shots you want him taking and shots that you want to see him continue to develop on. Like, for example, one of the 2 for 6 tonight, one of the misses tonight was him off of a high pick and roll, dribbling into a slot 3, wide open, no one around him because of that high pick and roll. That's the shot we've talked about all summer long, that if he can unlock that, if he can improve at that area and show he can do that over the course of this season, it changes how you defend him. It changes how this offense runs. Because if he can hit that shot, you either have to wave the white flag and hope the 3 misses and just let him shoot a wide open 3, which at that point he would have proven that he can hit it, and you get 3 points on the board, or your help defender who's currently, after you've set a screen on his primary defender, your help defender who's now at the elbow waiting to receive Shai in the mid-range and defend him, now has to take the step all the way out to the 3-point line, which gives Shai more real estate to try to break him down and get around him at that mid-range jumper and at the rim, which are the shots that you love to see Shai take. So you want to see him keep working on these, and that's the 3-point miss that I'm very comfortable with. One of his threes tonight was a wide open catch and shoot 3. He nailed it. One of the threes that he made tonight was a step back 3 where you probably could have argued he could have drove still, but he took a step back 3. He made it, and mum's the word on that shot. So we're grading Shai in this make or miss style, And at times it's not make or miss. And especially whenever you can break it down that way of, well, what's his end goal? Like, what's your end goal here, Spence? What's the end goal for Shai on taking these shots? It's to improve the bigger part of this. It's to improve the bigger picture for a team who's trying to go back to back and win another NBA championship. And if he can do that, it makes that difficult road easier. And he's also still scoring 30 points. He's also still getting to the rim plenty. He's also still getting to the free throw line plenty. And he scored 70% of his shots tonight. Like, he made 70% of his shots tonight. I just don't see the shot diet complaints with SGA. I really don't. I thought that this was a really good game from SGA, and a game where I would hate to be on the other side of this. Like, I can't imagine how frustrating it is for guys like Dyson Daniels, guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who are such talented defenders, who play great defense against Shai, and it just doesn't matter one bit. Just not one bit does it matter at all. Ajay Mitchell does matter a lot. Ajay Mitchell was spectacular tonight. He played better than his box score showed, and whenever I relay this box score, you're going to say it's a really good one. 14 points off the bench, 7 rebounds, 7 assists to 0 turnovers, and 2 steals. But he could have had a double-double in this game. You know, like, he had a couple passes tonight that weren't rewarded that were brilliant. Like, one of them was an extra pass, making a quick decision, extra pass to J. Will. J. Will is now at the slot of the three-point line, wide open. He happens to miss it. Another one, Ajay Mitchell navigates through the defense, gets into the paint, is surrounded in the paint, jump pass, jump stop, kick out to J. Will. J. Will's wide open from 3. J. Will missed it again. Did you hear what I just said? Ajay Mitchell generates 2 wide open J. Will threes. Ask yourself right now, do I want to see the Thunder have more open J. Will threes? You absolutely do. And Ajay Mitchell was a part of that. And then the assists that he did have were all spectacular. Like the wrap around the defender at the top of the key, whip pass with his left to Isaiah Hartenstein down low in the paint was awesome. And it got you 2 easy points because nobody was home at iHeart on the shaded to the right side of the dunker spot, down low. iHeart dunks at home. Easy 2 points. He did it all tonight from a playmaking standpoint, from a scoring standpoint, on the ball, off the ball. The biggest thing for Ajay Mitchell is his ability to create separation for himself. Again, you go back to how the box score could have looked better. He had a brilliant behind-the-back dribble, rise up at the elbow. That dribble creates the separation where guys aren't even around him anymore. It's going to be classified as an open shot when you go review it. In that third quarter, it didn't fall. He didn't get the shooter's roll on it, but that's a shot that you love to see him taking. He had a steal, which led to a triple offensively that he hit. He had a pick 6, so he cashed in both of his steals that he got tonight. He had that dribbling through the lane scoop layup from Ajay Mitchell. He can score in creative ways in that sense, especially in the painted area, especially at the rim, especially taking on contact. He had a couple of times tonight where he should have had an N1 and they didn't call it. But when you look at Ajay Mitchell, the 2 things that stand out for him, his ability to attack hard off the catch and be decisive and get through traffic, get through bigger bodies and get clean shots at the rim. There's no substitute for clean looks at the rim, especially whenever you can hit them at the clip that Ajay Mitchell can hit them. And he creates them by himself. And the other thing that stands out is his ability to keep the ball with energy, keep the offense in rhythm with his quick decision-making, but quick decision-making not at the cost of efficiency. Sometimes you see players, especially in this complementary role, especially in this role where they want to try to prove themselves or climb the ladder, and they're trying to make too quick decisions, and it leads to turnovers. It leads to deflections. It leads to bogged down possessions. It leads to overpassing. AJ walks that line, that delicate line, very, very well. And so his efficiency on his playmaking leads to getting the defense out of sorts. It leads to easy buckets for himself and for others. And Ajay Mitchell has been key to start this season. He just has. This is 3 games in a row where AJ is among the top 3 reasons why you won the game. And it's impressive to see from a second-year guy who had his rookie season cut short. And it continues to make the take that we had on this show throughout the whole summer that by the end of the year, he'd be a top 8 player in this rotation. It continues to make that take look very, very, very good. Because what does AJ look like when J-Dub comes back? better. He looks better when AJ's back because you now blanket all of his minutes with a guy of Shai or J-Dub scoring caliber next to him to make his life easier. He can do it on the ball. He can do it off the ball. He can be a defensive playmaker. Like, this guy can do everything. And the players at the bottom of that top 8, right? Like, you take the top 8 and who could you be moving out of that top 8? There's certain locks, there's certain not locks. The players who you're comfortable taking out, they're more one-dimensional. Ajay Mitchell, more diverse. Ajay Mitchell is able to do more things, and that's what's going to end up getting him, I think, a top 8 spot in this rotation when it's all said and done. Great start for him to this season. Coming up, let's talk Wiggins. Let's talk Cason. Let's talk Isaiah Hartenstein in this contest, all coming up. But first, I want to say right now, our good friends over at Game Time, folks, go check out Game Time today because the NBA season is underway. Basketball season officially here. Nothing beats being in the arena for these first few games of the season. Ring night was special in OKC, and now, after a 3-0 start, after that Dallas game Monday, you're going to be wanting to get back in that arena Tuesday. Whenever they're finally back from this road trip, it's Russell Westbrook back in the building on Tuesday. You're going to want to be there. Make sure you check them out today at Game Time because let's be real. Getting tickets can be a total headache at times between waiting in queues, between surprise fees, prices jumping right before checkout. It's easy to get frustrated when everything that goes into cheering on your team is at stake, but that's where Game Time comes in. The app that gives fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. I love the fact that they have zone deals. It's a game changer. You pick your section. Game Time picks for you the seat that you will save the most on at Game Time. You can even find NBA tickets for under $25. I also love that there's no hidden fees. That's my biggest thing. No hidden fees at checkout. You see what you're going to pay right up front. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets at Game Time today by downloading the Game Time app, creating your account, and using code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms and conditions apply. Again, that's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Swipe, tap, tick, go at Game Time today. Game Time is awesome. Go check them out at Game Time. We're back on Locked On Thunder podcast, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your teams every day. We're here talking Thunder win over the Atlanta Hawks, a 3-0 start. You everydayers make this show work, so thank you for that. Aaron Wiggins, he had good moments at all three levels. I mean, he hit that Hail Mary 3, which encapsulated what's kind of changed for this Thunder offense, which has not gotten the shine that it deserves. We've talked about it this week. We'll talk about it again today. Their shot quality from 3 and the kind of quickness of Wiggins' three-point shot and Cason's three-point shot, well, it has not led to some banner performance from beyond the arc for those two guys in particular. Aaron was good on Thursday, but it has not led to like some monstrous three-point total yet. Their willingness to speed up their mechanics and to speed up their timing and to just launch the three without hesitation, that's what had been hindering them in the postseason and letting defenses in the postseason reset and defend them at a higher level than they can in the regular season. And now you're seeing them with these quick decisions being more efficient from 3 in the sense of getting the shots off, in the sense of getting the quality threes off. So you like to see that from Wiggins. You like to see that from one Cason Wallace, but Wiggins hit a prayer of a Hail Mary 3. I don't know how he hit it, but he did. And that's part of the reason why. He just had no hesitation in his shot. But he was just a scrappy player tonight. He fought for every single possession. He had that third quarter deflection off of Atlanta. Atlanta had gotten a rebound under OKC's bucket. Wiggins deflects the rebound off of the thigh of the Hawk, and it goes out of bounds. OKC gets the possession. OKC gets the points. Another possession he saved. Wiggins watches a three-point shot miss, goes and gets a longer rebound, and in one fluid motion, gets the rebound, throws a behind-the-back pass to Jay Will. Jay Will for 3, knocks it down. Those little plays added up. He was a plus 14 tonight, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Love to see that from Aaron Wiggins. Chet Holmgren threw that lob to Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein, who also had a putback in the second quarter whenever it was still a back-and-forth game. He blocked Trae Young, leading to a Lou Dort mid-range jumper, where Lou Dort hit a shot that you've seldomly seen from Lou, but still nice in this context. He did airball a corner 3, and he did have a lane violation. Those were like the 2 blemishes on his resume. But ultimately, this game was defined by the 3 Ds, dunks, defense, and dirty work. He did them at a high level tonight. 4 or 5 dunks tonight, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Both bigs wound up with double doubles. Like to see that from my heart. Cason Wallace was a plus 21 tonight, and yet his box score reflects 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block. He did a little bit of everything. His biggest play of the night was blocking Ajay Mitchell at the rim. Great challenge by Mark, where Cason Wallace soars above the rim, blocks Asa at the apex of his leap, and gets the possession for OKC out of the challenge. That was a big momentum killer for Atlanta, still trying to threaten their way toward a comeback. But I like to see what Cason's been doing. I mean, he's hit timely buckets throughout the Tuesday game, didn't play Thursday. And then tonight, he was just electrifying defensively, and it all tied together for the bigger picture. And it, of course, allowed OKC to swell up their lead when he was on the court. So great job from Cason overall, even if the box score isn't as shiny as you want it to be offensively from Cason Wallace in this game. But overall, this was a Thunder win. Like, this was a Thunder game that got them back to playing their style of basketball. They dominated what they typically do. Points in the paint, second chance. They were able to dominate, surprisingly, but they also, non-surprisingly, dominate fast break points. They dominate the third quarter, like always, where they're able to swell their lead up and put the game away in the third quarter. If this was a home game, they would have been playing titanium in that third quarter with that avalanche coming because of the steals from Cason Wallace, because of the play from the guys that we mentioned. And the Thunder cruise their way to a 117-100 win where Shai and the gang is resting at the end of the fourth quarter. Like, this is what you're used to seeing. You're also used to seeing the Thunder dominate the Eastern Conference. That they had the best record ever in the history of the NBA against the opposite conference last year. They're off to a 2-0 start in that setting this year. So a lot to be said for the opening week for OKC. Up next on the road trip is Monday against Dallas on the first night of a back-to-back, the second game in 4 nights for OKC. Then they'll play Russell Westbrook's Kings on Tuesday in the Paycom Center. But you everydayers know we're here for you Monday through Friday, and after every single game. And we have our Monday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time live stream, live on Locked On Thunder's YouTube page, uploaded to the podcast of your choice after the fact. Coming up on this week's of shows, you have Monday with Justin Martinez of the Oklahoman, recapping this road trip to this point. You have Tuesday, Mavericks recap, Wednesday, Kings recap, Michael Martin on Thursday, and then Wizards recap on Friday. So a loaded week ahead on top of those live streams with Derek Parker. Subscribe to Locked On Thunder anywhere you get your podcast from, including on YouTube. Become an everydayer for us. That would be a great thing if you listen to the show every single day to make sure you're on top of what's happening with OKC. And until next time, be good and be good to one another.